The White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce and On Location TV19 are proud to present Your Business Matters, dedicated to your business needs. The White Bear Area Chamber is a nonprofit business organization serving as an advocate for the White Bear area and its business community. Now here is the Executive Director of the White Bear Area Chamber and the host of Your Business Matters, Tom Snell.
I want to welcome everybody today to Your Business Matters, the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce High Impact Program. Each month we interview leaders in business, education, and politics. I have two guests who will be joining us this May. Our second half program will feature Tom Colgan from F&M Bank. Joining me now is our special guest, Rebekah Hagstrom from Liberty Classical Academy. She is the headmaster. I want to welcome everybody today to Your Business Matters. Thank you, Rebekah, for joining us.
Thank you for having me today, Tom.
First off, I want to get some information about really what is Liberty Classical Academy. Can you give me a little indication about what your school is all about?
Sure. Well, we're a pre-K through 12th grade classical and Christian school. And we're located right here in White Bear Lake, Minnesota.
Okay.
We opened 11 years ago to fill a need because we saw that there was a need for both a high academic and a faith-based education in the East Metro area. Mm-hmm. And having experienced both public schools for our own children, mine personally, and then also experiencing some of the private schools in the area, we really felt that what we wanted the most was a highly academic education that had the faith element as well, the non-denominational faith-based element. So,
okay, and you said non-denominational. I want to expand on that a little bit. Have you had students that attend your school that aren't Christians, and how do they fit into the whole process of their education at Liberty Classical Academy?
Yeah. We actually are open to students of all backgrounds.
Okay, you are.
We are,
okay.
Absolutely. And so, yes, we have had other students come to the school who do not come from a Christian background. In particular, we had a student that was with us for a few years that was of the Buddhist faith.
Oh, okay.
And his family was very, very pleased with the academic education that their kids were or that their son was receiving. And actually, we have stayed in touch. And she has said, "Boy, you gave him such a firm foundation. We were so thankful to have him there for those years." So they felt very welcomed and cared for, and so yes, we are definitely open to students of all backgrounds.
So if somebody's an agnostic or they're Jewish or Muslim, they can feel welcome at your school.
They are welcome. What we want to make sure is that they understand that we are teaching from a non-denominational faith-based perspective.
Okay.
And so we have a statement of faith, so if people are wondering, they can go to our website, they can look at our statement of faith, and we just want to make sure that they understand that that's the perspective that we're teaching from, but they themselves do not need to sign the statement of faith.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next question I have is on academic performance. And your school has a certain philosophy, not dealing with the religious component, but the academic component, about how you teach students. Could you give me a little bit of background on that and why that might be a little different than somebody that would go through the traditional public school model?
Yes, we're a classical school, and so what you're referring to is our classical model. And actually, classical method goes all the way back to Greco-Roman times. This is the way students were educated for centuries. And it's really been just in the last 100 or so years that we saw that change. And what it means is that we're taking the way students are educated and we're gearing it towards their natural progression of child development. So when kids are in lower school, they're naturally like sponges and they absorb information easily. So we take advantage of that and we teach them facts and the tools of each subject through songs, chants, rhymes. They're up and around, they're doing motions with their songs, and it helps it get into their brains much more easily. They're just literally like sponges. And that way we're setting the foundation for all the rest of their learning then all the way through 12th grade. Then when the students are in middle school, we call that the logic phase, because the kids are starting to wonder about how and why. So that's when we introduce much more research. That's when they start really doing their research writing. They do researching
in middle school?
Starting in 6th grade, they write their first research paper.
Oh my goodness.
And
by the way, that is incredible. I've never heard that before. But go ahead.
And we walk them through that process. They get a formal logic class in middle school. So they're learning the art of argumentation as early as middle school years. And then we expect them to carry that through in whatever writing pieces they're doing from that point on. Then in high school, the students are naturally becoming more independent. And so there, we're wanting them to use that independence to not only then learn about the subject, but now we want them to begin analyzing, synthesizing the information. They have to form their own opinions and then learn to communicate those opinions effectively. So we give them 2 years of formal rhetoric class to be able to help train them in how to do that. And that writing and speaking then component is extremely important in what we do all the way through, but particularly in the high school years.
I would really encourage people to go to your school and tour the various classes that you have. They'll be really impressed with
and
with
the other
work
thing
that
they can do is they can come to our senior thesis night. Our seniors write an 18 to 20 page thesis paper their senior year on a controversial topic. And they then boil that down into a 10-minute speech, and they give it publicly, and then they do a 10-minute defense of their paper with 3 judges. And it's basically what I had to do to earn my master's degree at the age of 25. But these kids, because they've been so well prepared, they're able to do that at the age of 17 and 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that brings me to my next question. When students graduate from Liberty Classical Academy, how many go on to college or to secondary schools, and are they prepared? And I mention that because one of the challenges that we've had in secondary education is a lot of students, I think over a third of the students that go on to, for example, they go on to college, I'll use that as an example, have to go through remedial programs before they are ready to actually take on things like the basic English classes in college.
I'm glad you mentioned that. And it's a big problem, and we do not have that problem at our school. And I really chalk that up to the method. People will sometimes wonder if we're just bringing in, the cream of the crop students, and that is not the case. We are taking average students and above. They're scoring in the top 13% of the nation on the ACTs.
Top 13%?
They are. And so they're all going to college, and none of them are having to take remedial work. And I really see this as one of the reasons why we really should be taking, as a country, as a culture, we should be taking a serious look at the classical method, because this is what worked in the past. And we have gone away from it generally, and it's those schools that are implementing it are seeing excellent results.
Real quickly, 2 final things I want to do is, number one, why do you think the public schools have gone away from using that type of system if it works? And then I also want you to just briefly talk about the move that your school is going to be making.
Oh, thank you, yes. The why, that's a big question. Education, I think, tends to be an industry that thrives on change and growth and studies and research. And so I think what happens is that you have people researching, always wanting to make things better, and then trying new things, and sometimes we find out that they don't work so well. So I think it's in an effort to improve that education has frequently then stumbled by not using what has worked. So we tend to maybe throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Okay, all right.
There's a lot of things I could go into. I think there's been some huge philosophical shifts in education in the last 100 years that have also influenced what is being taught, what's being emphasized. But I could go on for about an hour talking about that, and I know we don't have that much time. But I think ultimately, I think that those people who are wanting to bring about change in education are usually doing so because they're trying to make it better. And we're forgetting to look back at what has worked and sticking with what has worked.
And you're moving.
We are moving, yes, on June 28th, actually, we are moving into the St. Pius X school building. That church is remaining set in their church building, but the school is combining with St. Mary's of the Lake, and they are forming a brand new Catholic school.
Right.
I don't remember the name. I should have gotten that name before I came in here today. But they're going to be opening a new school, and then we will be housed in.
Congratulations.
Our whole school will fit under
Great.
one roof now.
Okay.
We're currently separated, and so we're
Right.
looking forward to being together at St. Pius.
If somebody wants to get a hold of you or your school,
Yes.
what do they need to
Yes.
do?
Well, the easiest and quickest thing to do is to look up our website. It's libertyclassicalacademy.org. And you can contact us, and you can do either the info contact or you can pick up the phone and call. Our phone number is 651-772-2777. But again, the easiest thing to do is just go to our website, libertyclassicalacademy.org, and contact us through that.
Rebekah, thank you so much for this interview, and good luck in your work in pursuing academic excellence in our community.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very
I really
much.
appreciate it. Thank you.